On August 24, 1992, Hurricane Andrew made landfall in South Florida, destroying more than 25,000 homes, tens of thousands of businesses, schools, and other public buildings.
There's boats on boats, there's boats in boats, there's boats under docks, on docks, there's docks in boats. It's a mess.
More than 175,000 people were homeless after the storm. But if one positive outcome came from the massive devastation, it was the realization that it was time to rethink the way we build and prepare for natural disasters. CNN's John Zarrella covered Hurricane Andrew and every hurricane since, making him one of the early champions of the disaster safety movement.
Before Andrew, homes and communities were built, storms came along and destroyed them, and then they were rebuilt the same way they had been before. Something needed to change, and the disaster safety movement made it a mission of its own to make sure that that change happened. Since then, the initial safety movement has grown into a nationwide commitment across the country. And as a result, communities are safer and more resilient.
We have seen a number of successes in both best practices and in strengthening of the nation's codes and standards, particularly with regard to wind and flood hazards. It means that communities can recover quicker and stronger and not so much rely on the federal tax dollars.
A 2005 study by the National Institute of Building Sciences found that, on average, $1 spent by FEMA on hazard mitigation saves the nation $4 in future benefits. The savings for individuals could be even greater. There are 4 building blocks that will achieve this goal. The first is building codes and standards. Stronger building codes enforced by well-trained professional code officials help drive better building products and practices. Since 1994, the International Code Council has fostered development of model building codes that can be adopted and used as guidelines for local codes worldwide. Successful mitigation requires making sure that the right information gets out to the public. To do this, organizations like the Federal Alliance for Safe Homes and its partners are always looking for new and innovative ways to spread the word.
This came out of the National Hurricane Conference, which is underway right now in Orlando. They say taping the windows leads to a false sense of security.
Flash has created award-winning education programs, many in partnership with others. Stormstruck, A Tale of Two Homes, gives hands-on mitigation information to thousands of people every month.
We have a lot of very specific tasks that we want them to go home and think about, and one of the most important ones for all the guests is that everybody goes home and says, are we ready for any kind of emergency?
Research into wind damage and building resilience gives us the knowledge needed to build safer communities.
The Wall of Wind was an opportunity for us to use our wind engineering science as well as our meteorological capabilities to create a test environment, being able to test facilities, small-scale, actual full-scale buildings.
In recent years, scientific research expanded its reach into areas that provide a better understanding of public behavior around storms.
So we've begun research to understand how people perceive wind speeds, current speeds, and their associated risk. And ultimately, that information can be used to communicate better with those groups, to incentivize them to develop interest in mitigating their homes and making other lifestyle decisions that will make their community more resilient.
20 years ago, Hurricane Andrew gave birth to the disaster safety movement, and it is a movement built on a strong foundation of partnership. Our many partners help us take everything we've learned and bring it to communities so that families can be safer and stronger. And while we can't control violent weather and natural catastrophes like Andrew, Katrina, or even Sandy, we can work together to create a world where the homes are as resilient as the enduring spirit of the families inside.